So the very first thing I need to do, I'll do a pip install FastAPI. And if you want to check their document, this is the official document of FastAPI. FastAPI framework, high performance, easy to learn, fast to code, and ready for production. So just follow the document. They have this very beautiful document actually. If you go to learn section and just navigate, you'll understand like everything you need to know about this framework. So I'll create one directory here by the name Backend. And let's do pip install FastAPI. Okay, so requirement already satisfied. I already had it installed. Now in here, I'll create one file. I'll name it file routes.py. And I'll create another file, chatroutes.py, and one more file by the name of main.py. So three services, one service, the file service, and the meta like preview service of the file is going to be in this route, file routes.py, and the chat service is going to be in this file. And the main file will be the main handler from where the app will run. The UVCon server will run. So here, the first thing I need to import is from FastAPI, import API router. And because we are working on file upload service, we will need this upload file. And to handle any exception, we'll need a HTTP exception. And the uploaded file will be uploaded to a directory here. To handle that part, let's import path. So from pathlib, import path. Okay, now let's initialize this API router. So I'll name it router. And we will initialize it. Now let's write our first endpoint to upload the file, which will let the user upload the file. And the method will be post. And let's name it upload. Upload file will be the function name. And I'll make one file variable to store file. We'll use this upload file. And then file. And how do I know this syntax? Because I've been working on FastAPI for quite some time now. And I'll suggest you to follow their document to have a good understanding of like all syntax. So I need to import this. Okay, now I want the user to upload the file, but I don't want them to upload any random file. Only the CSV or Excel should be allowed to be uploaded. So let's create one allowed extension variable. And in here, in list, let's keep CSV or XLSX. So these files will be, files with these extensions will be allowed. Now to the file which is already uploaded, we need the extension of that file so that we can perform the validation. So let's get that. So I'll create another variable by the name file extension path file.file name and the suffix, the extension, and let's make it lowercase. Now we have extension which are allowed and we have the file name extension which is uploaded. Let's perform a validation now. So for this we'll write one if a statement. If file extension not in allowed extension, then what we want to do? We want to raise one HTTP exception with a status code. And what status code we are going to use? Let's get it from the document. So if I just search for status code, I think this is the most relevant code for this case, 403, which is forbidden. So let's use this. And in details, we want to tell the user that only CSV and XLSX files are allowed. Next thing we want to do, we want to read this file and we want to save it to a folder. So for this, let's read the content of the file. I'll create a variable named content and we will do file.read. And because this file read is async, we can use await here. And where we want to save it. So let's create a directory here. So I'll name it upload directory path upload. And if this directory does not already exist, what I want to do? I want to create it. So I'll use make directory exist okay equals true. So if this directory already does not exist, it will create it for me. Now I have the content of the file. I want to save it. So let's have the file path first. Upload directory and then the file name, which will come from here, the uploaded file name. Now let's open this file name. I mean the file path. So there are different modes I can open the file in. Let's open this in WB mode, which is write mode. I just want to write in the file. As let's name it buffer. And then I want to do buffer.write. And what I want to write? The content. And at last, I want to return a response that the file has been saved. So for that, I'll return maybe a message file uploaded successfully. And let's also return the file name. Let's use double quotes. The good part of the Python is it is not very restricting on the syntax actually. So you can use single or double quotes almost in all the variables. But I think double quotes is a good idea to use. So file name is going to be file.filename. Now, even though all looks good, but it still may throw some error sometime that we do not expect it. So what we want to do in that case, we'll wrap everything in a try and except block, and we will raise some HTTP exception in case of unknown error. So let's wrap this in a try and except block. I want to try this. Except exception as E. And then what I want to do, I want to raise HTTP exception with the status code. How do I get the status codes here? I think if I import a status and if I do status dot HTTPS, so here I can see all the status codes just for the reference. It makes it easy to use one of them in our use case. So I think I'll go with the internal server error, which is 500. And in details, we'll mention unknown error. So because this is just one MVP product, not very production grade actually. And when you're working as a backend developer, you don't want to expose all your logs to the client, right? So in that case, if anything goes wrong, which we are not expecting, we just want to display a known error, not the real log, because it can contain some sensitive information sometimes in production. So always a good idea that you handle your last exception and don't show the real details. If I just pass E in details, then the real reason can be seen on the client side, which is not a good idea. Okay, so this looks good. Now this should work. Let's test this now. So what we want to do for the testing, let's go in main file from FastAPI, import FastAPI, and let's initialize this. And we can give it a title actually. So let's give it a title. Let's call it DataChat Backend. And we need to import this file route, the router from this file route. So let's import that from backend dot file route import router, and let's give it an alias here because we're going to import router from these two files. So separating them with alias will help as file router. And the last thing we need to do is we need to do app.include this file router. And here we have some optional parameters that we can use. So let's use prefix and let's use API as prefix. And I can also use tags. So let's use it. And let's call this file service. Okay, so this looks good. Now let me save this. If I have not, let me in fact save all the files. Now let's run this, and to run the FastAPI, you need a UVCon server. So let me do pip install if I have not already. UVCon. Okay, so I have already this one. Now let's run this app. To run this app, the command is UVCon, and then the path to the main file and app. So I'll call it backend dot main app. And every time I make some changes, I want this server to reload. So I can use this argument reload. Okay, so I got some error. The issue is I need to do this Python multi-part pip install. Let's do this. It has some dependency on some package. I'm not sure where, but this is the error. So this is done. Let's start the server once again. Okay, the server is running now. Now, how do we access this? So if you are already familiar with FastAPI, it is very easy. You can follow this link. Let's follow this. Let's open this in a browser. It is opening in VS Code. So I'll simply copy this and I'll paste it here. And if I add this docs, then I can see my this Swagger UI. So this is also one of the good parts of this framework, that it comes with this Swagger UI so that you can test your API's endpoints. So we created this DataChat backend. We used this tag file service, and we use this prefix API, and we have this upload service. So let's test this service if it is working. We can test it from the VS Code, and we can also test it from this UI. Let's test it from the UI. If I click on try it, I need to choose a file. I'll choose any file and I'll click on execute. Okay, I get this message, file uploaded successfully, and this is the file name. So this is what we intended. Let's go to our file routes. We wanted to return the file has been file uploaded successfully and the file name. And then this file has to go in upload directory. The directory does not exist, it should make it. So we have this upload directory, and in here we have this file. So this this endpoint is working fine as expected. Okay, now we need a few more endpoints to list the files and to delete the files. So let's write them here. Actually, let's take a look on the architecture diagram here. So we wanted the file service where we will have upload, delete, and list. So we need to write endpoint to delete and list files, and then to preview the files. So let's complete this.